Hey everybody, I'm Dennis Spielman, producer of Uncovering Oklahoma. On this episode of Chats and Snacks, I am here at VZD's with some very amazing gentlemen. So why don't you guys just introduce yourselves?
I'm Erik Smith from VZD's.
And Abel Blakley, we've got Savory Spice Shop right up the street.
All right. Well, Abel, let's start with you, Erik. Tell me a little bit about VZD's for those that aren't familiar with.
Okay, so VZD's is a 42-year-old restaurant and music venue, and we've owned it for 2.5 years, my business partner and I. And so we do lunch and dinner daily, brunch on the weekends, and then we carry on the historic tradition of doing live music.
Abel, tell me a little bit about yourself and your business.
Sure. Savory Spice Shop is located about 2 blocks, a block up the street, 43rd and Western. And we are, to my knowledge, the state's only specifically spice store. All we sell are spices and things to make your food taste good, which is unique to the state. We've been there for about 5 years, and kind of our main push is that all of our spices are ground really fresh so they can stay real flavorful. And make some food over at VZD's tastes pretty good too.
And you get spices from him?
I do, yeah. I have about 5 things that are staples that we use here that we get from him, and then I also have a 12-seat tasting menu restaurant next door called the Crown Room, and so when we have, some cool dinner we're doing, I'm always nosing around down there at Abel's place.
Have a particular favorite spice that you like to use on a lot of your dishes?
He carries Worcestershire powder, which is very unique that I have used in the past, and I don't. Did you already have that, or did you bring it in? For
we
us?
brought it in right around the time that you guys opened. It was pretty fortunate that right whenever VZD's reopened, we had kind of brought it on. And I think you came in looking for it, and we were going to get it within the next couple of weeks.
So is it like Worcestershire, which we all know is spelled Worcestershire sauce? It's like a dehydrated version of that. So we use that a lot. We have this stuff called VZ powder that we make here that we put on our burgers and fries and whatnot. And it's one of the secret ingredients.
Speaking of fries, tell us about the fries we got here.
Okay, so we've got a couple of dishes here that have become cult classics here at VZ's. This is the brown bag of truffle fries, tossed in truffle oil and Parmesan, and of course some VZ powder. Then we have, these are our, we call them Chinatown chicken wings. So we serve them in a Chinese to-go container. And they're not really wings, they're drumsticks that are Frenched down, they're trimmed down. They get cooked 3 different times. They're super tender, hoisin glaze, coated in sesame seeds, and served with sriracha ranch.
So we've got sriracha ranch and ketchup.
This is an item here, sort of when I reconfigured the culinary program here at VZ's, and sort of there were a few things that I felt like that were very, very classic here that needed to be held on to. About 5 things, and one of them is called VZ mayo. We didn't really have a recipe for it. It was just we had all eaten it so many times. We just sort of figured it out, and it's a very garlicky and cayenne, lots of cayenne homemade mayo. So that's VZ mayo. That gets served with the truffle fries, and then the sriracha ranch would be to dump the chicken wings.
Hey, well, tell me what you're drinking.
This is Fat Tire. And they have a really great beer program here. They have a lot of local beers on tap. And in particular today, I'm drinking Fat Tire because of an event coming up this weekend. WestFest is officially sponsored by Fat Tire. And it's Fat Tire's first real thing that they've done in the city to really get their name out here. Recently the beer laws, liquor laws have changed so that we can't sell high-test beer. New Belgium.
Hooray!
Yeah, we caught up with 92. New Belgium had their big push. They were never in the state before because of the liquor laws. And so for this to be the first kind of signature event, WestFest right here on Western Avenue is officially sponsored by Fat Tire Beer. And I've lived in Denver for 6 years. I've drank enough Fat Tire to float a battleship. So it's just, I'd always say it's America's sweetheart beers. Everybody just likes it.
Yeah.
Why don't you both tell us about WestFest, that big music festival?
Okay, so WestFest is coming up this weekend, and it's going to kick off at about noon, and all the restaurants will be open. There will be food trucks out here as well. We have live music, some street vendors selling things. But really, for us, it's a way to showcase Western Avenue. We feel like that, I mean, it's no secret that all of us retailers, we were without a street for all intents and purposes. Yeah.
It was quite a while.
11 weeks last summer with no street. So, in the way that things are timed, everybody, Midtown has blown up. Paseo has always been relevant. And we feel like with the new street and everything, we're really on the rise on Western Avenue. So we're really excited about the WestFest and having Fat Tire sort of be a flagship sponsor, and with their entering in the market, like Abel said, I mean, Fat Tire is sort of everybody's default favorite beer.
Another cool thing that's going on in WestFest, another one of our big sponsors is Hideaway Pizza. And I don't know, a lot of people know this or not, but Hideaway is actually moving their northwestern location down here to 50th and Western.
Oh, wow.
They're going to make a huge 2-story flagship Hideaway Pizza, and this is going to be the first event down on this end of the street that they're kind of announcing that they're going to be a part of this community down here. And also, we want to make sure that people know that it is an all-local music festival. Bo Jennings and the Tigers are going to headline the outdoor stage right in front of VZD's and right down here on 41st. We also have an indoor stage in the Will Rogers Theater, and the headliner in there is going to be Donna Pearl, so Jesse Cope's family is going to be headlining there. But the entire lineup is killer. I've got a podcast, Private Sounds, and we have interviewed most of the artists, and the guy that's playing first, noon on Saturday, is Steven Silwan, who's unbelievable talented, just a fantastically talented guy, and it goes on all day. There's going to be areas for families, children's area just to the north right here of VZD's. Last year there was a dog park. I don't know if we're doing that again. It is dog friendly, obviously, because it's outside.
That's good to know. So people can bring their dogs.
Bring their dogs, bring their kids. It's going to be a real family-oriented atmosphere all day. And I mean, really, Bo Jennings is playing tonight. He's family enough.
Sure.
Here's Will Rogers, his album, The Verdigris, that followed Will Rogers and all the other stuff.
Did interview with him about that.
Sure. And Chase Kirby plays in his band, and his mom's candy shop's right next door. So.
I didn't realize that.
In the same building as us, down on the corner, Chase Kirby and his mom have a candy shop. It's really cool. It's called 42nd Street Candy. And then you've got down at Will Rogers, there's Twigs.
Twigs. Joe works here.
Joe White 3 is his name. He works here with us. A spectacular band that he's an Oklahoman that lived in Nashville, and then now he's back. They just recently opened for Broncho at the Jones Assembly.
The first local.
They've done one show in here, and then he plays on the open mic. We do an open mic every Tuesday night. Joe's a staple on the open mic. He's super talented.
Tell us about the music. Now we're kind of going to talk about WestFest, but if people can't make it to WestFest, VZD's does.
Yeah, we do a what I would say is a full scope of live music. Meaning every Tuesday night we do open mic, and we sort of have an ongoing contest where there's a winner, and then week 6 there's 9 people, because we have 3 people that work here that are always in the finals. And the week 6 we just finished up they win $400 cash leading up to this. So that's every Tuesday night we do that. But then every Friday and Saturday night we have music. We have everything from local acts to national acts. I mean, just this year we've had Doyle Bramhall, who his dad was in Stevie Ray Vaughan's band. I mean, he plays with Pink Floyd. We've had Erik Johnson on Valentine's. He's sort of a guitar hero type of a guy, legendary guitar player. And then we, like I said, it's Tab Benoit has played here. He's a Southern blues guy. And we do these shows when we have the national acts where there's we do a dinner show. So when you buy your tickets on TicketStorm, the price will have included a 3-course dinner. So me being a chef by trade, it's sort of a natural fit with what we do here with the music. So So you'll buy your ticket on Ticketstorm. You show up about an hour and a half before the show starts, and we do a 3-course dinner for you, and then you're in this small intimate room with a famous.
Do you theme the food around the musician?
No. Matter of fact, when Tab Benoit came, he was like, he's a real Southern guy. He said, my God, he goes, boy, you didn't try to do no Southern food with this, did you? And I said, no, I didn't. I knew that. And he was like, I hate that when they pet like that. They don't know how to do it. And so I think they kind of take it as it's too hokey.
Yeah.
You know, so we just sort of do what we do. I mean, for his show, we did a salad and then a pasta with chicken and then a dessert. It was bam, 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 3 courses. So.
Kind of moving up a little bit. Tell me about, we're not obviously drinking anything, but you guys do serve cocktails and things. You have any?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we do. You know, I've grown to hate the term craft cocktail, but you know, I mean, we make our own bitters here, and we keep. I think our cocktails would be. I would like to consider them more slick and sophisticated than craft. Speaking of craft, you know, another thing that speaking of cocktails, another thing that's sort of popped Western Avenue on the map is, as we talked about where, I don't know if we're allowed to say that it's Harry Potter, but the Harry Potter Festival over here, the Wizards on Westerns.
I'm actually about to find out what officially they're going to call it. So
that's
working title. Yeah.
That's it. That might be the biggest event in the whole city, and I mean, what we had the last one, 20,000?
Over 20,000 people.
And this year they're doing it in November, which will allow people to dress up in their robes and their scarves.
Cooler.
Yeah, it'll be cooler. So
yeah,
there was a
July
problem.
31st. July 31st is hot.
People were like kind of passing out a little bit, or I don't know, getting there. Certainly dehydrated.
I sold 80 liters of butterbeer in 3 hours, so which is, for those of you who are not Harry Potter fans, butterbeer is it's non-alcoholic. It's butterscotch flavored cream soda basically. Yeah. So we were shuffling that out of here as fast.
I mean, I was telling these guys before, I came down here at 7:30 last year, and there were still 20,000 people. When I drove south on Western, there were cars parked at 50th that had walked all the way down here to 42nd for this event, and so that's going to be huge for the district, and huge bringing more people in all the way throughout the year, which is important in a district like ours.
Yeah, I think when they see that, they're like, oh wow, like, because oddly, like, we still I got 2 Facebooks and 1 phone call last week. Okay, are you guys open again?
Really?
Promise to God. You know, it's just when you're not in the industry or you don't live over here or whatever, you're slow to learn things. But yeah, with 2 years later, and they're asking if we're open. But I think that raises. I mean, like, I think you never know what the sort of collateral benefit is. Like, people are like, oh wow, there's a spice shop over here. You know, when you get 20,000 eyeballs or 40,000 eyeballs
and when they're on their foot, they're not driving. You know, they're walking around, actually seeing the things that they normally miss. They're just driving.
We notice every single time that we have a Western Avenue type thing that's got a good turnout, our business sort of incrementally goes up every time. So it's anything like that's a beautiful thing.
WestFest and Wizards, or whatever they're going to call it this year, has been getting a lot of really good publicity. I've been seeing stuff about WestFest just everywhere for the last few weeks.
Including my video.
Your video right here is a big part of it. I mean, I didn't do one of these last year. So, you know, we've got a lot of good music, a lot of good awareness going out for us, so we're looking forward to a real good turnout.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I'm super excited about it. Yeah, we'll have our own sort of close down thing here too, where when WestFest is over, then we'll have music in here, as we do every Saturday night. But
nice.
Yeah.
So, after party essentially.
Yeah. Because I believe we shut down out there at 10.
I think so. Something like that.
Yeah. Then what we'll do, what we've done in the past, is when the last act finishes outside, about 15 minutes after that, then we'll start our first band of the night. It's kind of how we do it. Yeah.
So kind of shifting back, kind of towards wrapping up a little bit, but we kind of talked about food we got here, but tell me about some of the other things you have at VZDs for people to
Okay,
eat.
so people ask all the time what our food is. Our food is sort of, if it was music, it would be non-genre. But
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, we would be Blue October. Okay, so we do a collection of things that we think that when people come to a place like this, they want, i.e., we do a great hamburger. Then one of our signature dishes is a brisket burger, which has 3 ounces of 20-hour braised brisket in between hamburger meat with our homemade barbecue sauce. We have a Cobb salad. I mean, it's fairly tricked out. It's our own version of a Cobb salad, but we have that. And then we have things that are sort of the on my proverbial greatest hits as a chef. So I've got a pretty wicked pad thai that I've always done, and so the pad thai is a big staple here. We have a thing called a quinoa bowl that's edamame and bell pepper and onion and sesame oil, and you can get salmon on it or whatever. And then we have some classic stuff, like we've got an old I call it a 1975 steakhouse dish that's fried shrimp and French fries, you know, with cocktail sauce, with homemade cocktails. So I would say I hate it when people, as a musician or a chef or whatever, that I hate the little bit of everything sort of thing, but we do have a little bit of everything. I mean, undoubtedly. We have a lot of vegetarian stuff too, because that's what we have a lot of vegetarian clientele. So.
I was just this morning, somebody asked where to go for some good vegetarian options. My sister has a client from DC who's a vegetarian. I was asking her where to go to dinner, and I told her you guys right up the street have really good vegetarian dinner options.
Oh, good. But we make our own veggie burgers here. I mean, we everything's pretty. It is somewhat simple food in appearance that is complicated in its preparation. That's kind of our model.
Do you have any particular favorites you like here?
The pad thai that he mentioned is kind of my go-to when I come in. I have had the brisket burger on more than one occasion, and it is quite tasty. But yeah, generally, I'm right up the street, so if I forgot my lunch or whatever, I'll run up and grab something, and generally it's either the pad thai or the brisket burger.
Alright, well, is there anything else you gentlemen want to shout out, let people know?
Come see us on Western.
We're back open.
Yeah. We're still
There's no construction going on.
No, we
Roads
have a
are
street. You can go north and south on Western.
all the way up and down, I think.
Yeah.
And there's some great murals along the way too. And
Lots to look at, lots of
look
good
at.
food.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well thank you gentlemen.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having
Cool.
us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you guys for watching. Come down to VZDs for yourself. Come to WestFest and check out the Harry Potter event later in November when that happens too. Take care.